All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us. If you have a question for Joe, please raise your hand, and we will start off with John Clark.
Hey, Joe.
Hi, John.
Good to see you. What was?
Hey, you're not in your car. That's unusual.
I know. I'm more safe today. Obviously, you have a lot of things that came out today. So we'll start with Odubel Herrera. Why was the decision made at this point to bring him up?
Well, I think our biggest concern when we left spring training is he had not had that many at-bats in the last couple of years. And we were concerned about some inconsistencies and just not having a whole lot of playing time. So he went and got 50 or 60 at-bats down there. We feel better about where he's at. We just felt it was time to give him an opportunity to be our center fielder. And he is here today. We sent Mickey out. And, you know, I think for Mickey probably put a little bit too much upon himself with the opportunity. And I think Mickey's going to be a good player for a long time here. I think there's a lot of talent in that young man, and I think we will see him again. But we just thought it was time to give Odubel his opportunity.
Will Odubel be in the lineup tonight?
He's hitting 7th.
Okay. And was there any juggling, deciding that it was Mickey that was going to go down between Roman or Scott?
You know, we feel that, you know, with Miller having the stiff neck, you know, that Scotty served a purpose because he can play both places all over the infield, you know, without Gene too. So, no, I mean, it was kind of the decision that we made. We had some other guys that were a little bit beat up, but we want Mickey to play every day because I think Mickey's an everyday player. I don't look at Mickey as a once-a-week guy off the bench. We don't see that. So we want Mickey to get at bats.
And obviously, when you call up Odubel, there are other things that come with that. Was it discussed with the team at all, or any of the leaders, or anything like that?
Well, you know, during the last few months, obviously, there's been conversations about it, but I didn't feel like I really needed to do a whole bunch because I think guys always knew that the possibility was there. When you're in spring training, and he was there till the last day of spring training, I think guys knew that the opportunity was there. So, you know, he is here. And again, you know, he has done what Major League Baseball and the Players Association has asked him to do, what was mutually agreed upon. And he's probably going to be held to a higher standard in a sense, not with his production, but with his on and off the field actions, because he's going to be under more scrutiny. And I think he understands that. Each guy's going to feel a little bit different in there. And you know, I'm not going to ask each guy individually, you know, because there's been discussions in spring training and things that we've talked about. So you know, I feel pretty good about our team, you know, with the situation, and we'll move forward.
Go to Tom Shredencheck and then Tim Kelly.
Joe, a night off for McCutchen, is that just to give him another night, or something with Wainwright that you like that matchup?
No, it was just to give Kutch a day off. You know, obviously, anytime you can get Miller in there against right-handers, he's extremely productive over the years. So it was, you know, 3 days in Colorado. It's a little bit more fatiguing than probably other places. So I just felt it was a good night to give Kutch a day off.
And Joe, can I ask you, how fortunate do you feel right now? The road has not been good. You're under 500, but you're only a game out. How fortunate are you? I know it's early in the season, but you don't want to have this record, but you're still only a game out.
No, I think we're pretty fortunate to be that. It seems like we've been inconsistent. You know, we got off to the great start, and we've struggled in different places. We've struggled at times offensively. We've struggled at times with our starting pitching, our relief pitching. We really haven't put it together. Our defense at times. So we're probably pretty fortunate to be in the situation we are.
Hey, Joe, one of the things with Odubel as a player that he would hit 375 in 1 month, and then the next month it felt like he would really struggle. Do you think in the time away and in spring training and at the satellite squad, he's kind of found a way where he doesn't bottom out as much when he's not scorching hot?
I think that's what you hope for in every player, Tim, that there's consistency and you know what to expect from day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. And I'm hoping as he's matured over the last couple of years, he's kind of figured out how to do that. And I think it's like most players, in a sense, it's unfair to judge on a couple of days. You got to give the guy some at bats, a chance to, to get used to his routine up here again. But we're hoping that, those days are behind. I think you hope that for every player.
All right, let's go to Ricky Bottalico and then Roberto.
Hey, Joe, obviously you got Moore and Alvarado back. Is Moore still scheduled to start when his position comes up?
No, we're probably leaning a little bit more towards Vinny on Wednesday, just because we're not exactly sure where Matt is. He threw a fairly heavy side the other day, but I think it's kind of unfair in a starter's role to ask him to do that. So we're probably kind of leaning towards Vinny. We'll see what we need, come Wednesday and what's, available to us, but that's kind of where we're leaning.
And number two, with Alvarado back, where's Archie Bradley and what's his status right now?
Archie was up to 120 feet playing catch. He's not off a mound yet, so it probably hasn't went quite as quick as we would have liked. But again, once he gets off a mound, we feel that it should move fairly quickly.
Hi, Joe. I wanted to ask you a question about Odubel. Now that he's up there with you guys, what was his reaction when he came up? Is he serious? I know he's kind of like a very happy guy when I had the chance of interviewing him. What was his reaction?
Well, when I saw him walk in the clubhouse, I explained to him that he was hitting seventh and he was playing center field, and he had a smile on his face, and that's what I would have expected from him. He's a fairly energetic guy. And, I think the important thing is, in a sense, is that he's himself, right? That he doesn't try to be someone that he's not, in a sense. Like, if you're a happy-go-lucky guy, be a happy-go-lucky guy. If you're a guy that doesn't show a lot of emotion, don't try to show emotion. Just be who you are. And he had a pretty big smile on his face when I told him that he was, playing center field and hitting seventh.
Thank you.
And we will finish with John Clark.
Hey, Joe, just one other question. Since it was about 2 weeks ago, I believe, that Adam Hazley left the team. Is there any update on him? Any possible return?
Not yet, John. There is really nothing to report at this time. That's the best way I can tell you.
Okay, and I know the COVID rules about not discussing them, but I know players can tell the media or people if they've had it or didn't have it. Is there anything Matt or Jose wanted to put out there about why they were out?
Well, that would have to come from them.
Okay.
So, they were following COVID protocols. Paco is back as well. Is that it? Yeah, that's it.
So there's four coaches still out and one player, right?
No.
Oh.
One coach, Meach.
One coach.
Right? Bobby Meacham's the only coach out, and Torres is the only player out? Yes.
All right, great. Thank you, Joe.
Uh-huh.
All right, Joe, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Y que lo que para mí el manchado de este lado activo con la máquina deportiva, mi hermano personal, la gente dura, la máquina deportiva.